The gym that I go to has been packed as of late, and I've also been wanting to do a little bit more steel mace stuff, but combine it with exercises that I usually do when I'm at the gym. So today I'm thinking about combining the steel mace with some landmine stuff. And then also experiment with the steel mace itself a little bit as far as like certain regular exercises and how they would feel with a steel mace. But mostly going to do just like steel mace 360s and steel mace flow kind of stuff. Superset with something on the landmine or something on the kettlebells. I also will probably do a little bit of kettlebell juggling at the end. That's something that I still want to do, but I have been taking a little bit of a break from because of a sore finger. But yeah, that is what it is. Starting off the workout with steel mace, one-handed 360 to a sideways, I don't know, like a drop to whatever. You'll see what I mean by that. Then on the landmine, I'm going to do landmine toe squats. All of that looks like this. So with the steel mace, kind of holding it, I don't know, a little higher than I usually would if I was holding it with both arms. I'm going to do a single-handed 360, drop it to the side, come center, and repeat. Going for 8. And switching sides. I'm dropping the steel mace to one side, and then, well, I'll go through the motion again. So I'm dropping it, leaning to use that momentum that it generates to bring the steel mace around, then dropping it to the side, and then again using momentum to bring it back up. With all these flowy movements, what I've noticed is the less you kind of think about it, the more your body seems to take over and do the motion correctly for you. There is a shade of gray in that thought, but it kind of, like, there is a little bit of just letting go and letting your body do what it wants to do in order to perform the motion correctly. But yeah, supersetting that with landmine toe squats looks like this. Going for 10 of those. I'm going to superset these for 5 sets and then on to something else. With this, it's mostly shoulders, and with the landmine, it's mostly legs. But yeah, whatever's next is next. So for the next set of exercises, doing overhead landmine toe squats. So the same exercise as before, but I'm going to hold the landmine overhead, adding a shoulder stability component to it, and then superset that with steel mace slams. We'll get to that when the time comes. So staying on my toes and having a full knee bend. If you don't have the knee mobility for it, you can probably just do it with your feet flat on the floor or something. But yeah, doing single-handed steel mace slams. So the steel mace starts ahead of me. As I pull it, there's going to be momentum. Then I'm going to do a shoulder rotation and an elbow rotation, I guess, at the same time to slam it. It looks like this. Going for 10 each side. When doing the steel mace slams, one of the things to pay attention to is so at the moment it's going to be somewhere around here. Here, it should already be coming forward. If it doesn't have that momentum and it's above, you could probably drop it and it could hurt you, but that shouldn't happen. Just be aware of your surroundings. Swing it, slam it. Yeah, I'm gonna do this for 5 sets. So for the next set of exercises, doing overhead staggered squats, then 5 shoulder presses, then switch sides and the same, and then going to end off with steel mace 360s. Looks like this. sometimes when doing the steel mace, I do it fast, and then I get like caught up in trying to be fast instead of like resetting it if something goes wrong. Towards the last few reps over there, I think the trajectory was a little off, and then I made some form compensations, but it is what it is. Form's not going to be perfect each time, and your body should also not be so weak that when there's momentary bad form, you get injured or whatever. There should be some level of adaptability. Good form is always better than bad form, but you shouldn't be so weak, especially with lighter weights, that bad form injures you. And to do that, you have to do a bunch of like rotator cuff mobility for both upper and lower body to do that. But I guess that was just a little rant, a little thought that went in my head as soon as I hit the last few reps. Gonna do this for 5 sets and then on to something else. So for the next thing, moving away from the landmine for a little bit and sticking to the kettlebell and the steel mace. So with the kettlebell, I'm going to do lunge thrusters for 3 lunges each leg, each side of the body. I'll show you what I mean by that. And then going to superset that with steel mace 360s to a side squat. Half side squat or side squat, whatever. Looks like this. Now for the side squat. So with the landmine exercises, it was a lot of them were quad dominant. With lunges, I'm able to hit more posterior chain, get my glutes and hamstrings involved, and with the side squat get a little bit of the adductors involved, groin area. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for 5 sets like the other ones, and then on to something else. So ending off today's workout with some kettlebell juggling. There's quite a few new subscribers here. So just in case people think, oh, what's he doing throwing around a kettlebell? Well, kettlebell juggling is a sport that started in Russia, from what I understand, and I think it started off as like a circus act or something, where they would swing and flip heavy kettlebells and pass it among different performers, sometimes with people laying on the floor, and just to kind of add the risk of if they drop it, it'll hit someone and it'll like cause them serious harm. And I'm using a 12 kg one, I think. In some of those demonstrations they were using some really heavy ones. I don't know exactly what the weights were, but yeah, that's where kettlebell juggling comes from. And there's something called classical juggling, and then there's freestyle juggling. I do more of freestyle juggling. You guys can research all of this at your own time. But my first introduction to this was through Insima Yang of the Mark Bell's Power Project podcast. And turns out he picked it up from Colin Daring, Daring 101 on Instagram, and the crazy trainer, I forget his real name now, on Instagram as well. I should know his name. I think something Cardozo or Cardoza. Fernando Cardoza? I could be wrong about that. But the crazy trainer, that's, I think, true. So I like doing kettlebell juggling personally because it just allows me to move my body freely and like with the weight component to it, and it ends up raising the heart rate really high, so burning a lot of activating the cardiovascular system, burning a lot of calories while having a resistance component to it. It also trains that system of loosening up certain muscles and then tightening them up super quick to generate power and also to direct momentum from side to side. You do that through learning different tricks. There's various different kinds of tricks. We won't go into that now. But yeah, so this is kettlebell juggling freestyle. I like to do it often as cardio and just for fun. Think of it as dancing with a kettlebell. Yeah, I'm gonna do this for a bit till it gets dark, and then probably go for a walk. But here's some freestyle. So yeah, just playing around with the kettlebell, trying out different tricks, and by the time you're done with a few of these, like, the heart rate goes super high, you burn a lot of calories, you're also having fun. Is there some level of injury and danger component to it? Yes, but that exists with any sport, with basketball, with volleyball, anything. You could land wrong, you could get pushed by someone, you could get blocked at the rim by someone in an awkward way. In soccer, someone could slide into you or whatever. There's injuries with everything. Just start off slow, become more aware of the components that exist within the sport and whatever you're doing, and then the injury risk is much lower. But yeah, I'm gonna record some freestyle, and yeah. Alright, let's record some freestyle before it gets too dark. So in kettlebell juggling, most routines end with a static, which is that hold at top. That's it for today's video. See you all tomorrow.